Hi everybody, it's Lynn. I'm back. Crazy Lady's back. Anyway, I did a video and forgot to put how to get a hold of me if you want a reading. It's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Put your phone number in there because I do my own appointments. Well, I hope everything's turned on here. Hope everything's going all right. I don't know where to start, so that's why I always start laughing because I don't know where to go when I start these videos. But I want to say hello, and my name's Lynn, and I read tarot cards in case you've never seen this channel before. And I've been doing this for a few years now, I think close to 5. I haven't looked at it lately, and 4 and 5 just kind of blends in when you get my age, but at least 4 or 5 years. And I've been reading tarot cards for closer to 60 years, but we won't go there. I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, I do political tarot, and I want to thank all my listeners or people who subscribe to the channel that's got a hold of me to see if I'm okay, because it's been about 10 days since I put a video out, maybe longer, and I always feel guilty, and because I have people always asking me to put them out, but life unexpected, what would you call it? It seems like things just get in the way. I don't know. Usually watching too much YouTube is what gets in the way. The truth be known, it's watching too much YouTube. I'm going to have to learn to look in the right place on this video because it's an iPad. Unless I look up in the corner, I can't, nobody's going to think that I'm talking to them. So we're going to do it this way. I got a couple of things I was going to talk about that I thought actually almost made me laugh out loud when I was listening to it. And that's that Matt Schlapp and all the trouble he's having with CPAT and his wife. What the hell is his wife's name? She's got a real pimp name. What is her name? I don't mean that if your name the same thing. Don't get aggravated with me. But where? Rhoda. No, that's the Ronna McDaniel. That was the head of the Republican Party. I guess it was on a different sheet of paper. I had a sheet of paper. His wife's name. Mercedes? Is that her name? I can't remember what it is. One of those names. Anyway, I guess he's in more trouble for filling more guys up and coming on to him. And now he's in trouble because there's money missing, or money that was spent, what came in to go through the books and found a bunch of stuff done wrong. And, but the reason I was laughing so hard when I heard this, I was in the other room doing dishes, because I thought, God, there ought to be, that office ought to be empty if that worked, is they brought according to the story I heard, 2 different times, they brought different Catholic priests way up the line to come in and get rid of demons that were in CPAT. And I was in the other room, and you know, they were, whoever I was listening to it for said, yeah, the people that worked there, when they'd walk by Matt Schlapp's office, that they'd nudge him in there with their arms. And I thought that was cute. And then at the same time, I just started cracking up because I thought, man, if that worked, that place probably would be empty. So anyway, everybody that worked there would have had to quit. But anyway, that was just my weird sense of humor. I thought it was kind of cute. And we don't want Matt Schlapp to be in trouble, do we? No. Anyway, another thing, too, I'm going to read on tonight is, I don't know where I listen to so much all the time, but on one of the shows or something, I guess they got all these missing text messages and emails and stuff that was supposedly erased from the FBI. I guess they found them in the ether somewhere or something. And or the Secret Service, not the FBI, excuse me. And there was a lot of turncoats in there, a lot of bad shit going on, from what I understand. And I want to read and see if they're going to do anything about it, or if they're just going to push it under the table, because it's got to be cleaned out. If they leave it like that, no matter what who they put in jail or whatever, they need to go through and clean out our whole government. It's got to be cleaned out. We got to get traitors out of there. We got to get people out of there that, that are just trying to turn us Nazi. Shouldn't say Nazi. You know what I mean. We got to get the people out of there who are just straight right-wing terrorists. Or nobody's going to be safe in the streets. Unless you're the police department or somebody, or an oligarch. And then they won't be safe too long. They'll be killing each other as soon as they run out of other people to kill. And I'm not saying that about all police departments, but when you see what's going on in the South and all over these southern towns and stuff, it's like going back before the 60s. It's worse than when I was growing up. Got people afraid to go to the store. They're not the right color. And that really, I don't know why. I don't know, I believe in past lives. Maybe I was black in a lot of past lives, or they're just part of my family. I don't know what it is. Even when I did massage, I had more black clients than anybody else. And I'm going to need to quit talking probably, but anyway, it just tears me up. And I never thought of myself as thinking of myself as white privileged before. Even when I first started hearing that, I thought, I don't feel that way. But I've had a lot of time to think about that in the last 2 or 3 months. And I've come up with some things that I've done that I might have just got shot for if I was not white, and not even thinking anything about it. And not that they were really bad things, but just things like pushing an envelope a certain way, where knowing that I wouldn't have anybody come back on me. I can't explain it, but I'm just now really starting to realize what they mean by white privilege. And I've had that white privilege all my life. So it's a strange realization. Maybe that's why, even though I was born under the partner sign with 2 Libra parents also, and married 3 times and never even dreamed that I'd ever live by myself, maybe that's why I've been by myself for the last 40 years or more. Is because 40 years, not more. Is because that was my lesson this lifetime, is to learn to live by myself so I would have time to think about, know myself. Because that's one thing Edgar Casey always said, if you want to know God, know yourself. Know thyself. That's what he always used to say. And that sounds like such a cliche, but I've been working on that ever since, I don't know, my late 30s. I really got into it. I'd heard the theory of it and read all the books before I was that old, but that's when it finally dawned on me that the only way to fix anything, whether it's addiction to food or anything else, the first thing you got to do is admit it. I don't want to sound like AA, but you got to admit you have a problem, and then get all the knowledge you can to see if you can, how you need to fight it best for your body or situation or circumstance. But anyway, or you can just go into whatever's hurting you and blame everybody else in the world for what's going wrong with you. But it's not really how life works. And or maybe how growth in life works. I don't know. Here I am just mumbling on. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to take some of this stuff I've been rattling off out when I edit this. So let's read it. I'm trying to figure out how to ask this question on this Secret Service mess that they've got on their hands. No wonder they couldn't get anything switched over or anything going any quicker. And I'm not stopped completely, but I know I beat up on Merrick Garland for a long, long time. Long time. Just because he didn't do this quicker, but maybe he didn't really have any options, truth be known. No telling what they might have been dealing with when they went in there. I mean, they didn't even hand stuff over to him like they were supposed to, or put him in, or the Congress. I mean, there wasn't just traitors at the Capitol running around. There's traitors at the Capitol every day that we voted into office, and we didn't realize we were dealing with that. But he knew it from the other end. I bet he did know it, and I bet he knew it as soon as he looked at the evidence. Of course, he could have hired somebody like Jack Smith sooner to come in there and help him sort stuff out, but who knows? Maybe he just thought he could get through without rocking the boat like Obama did when he took over after Nixon, when he should have been getting hauled up on the carpet for a bunch of stuff. And not Nixon, took over after Bush. Yeah, I shouldn't. I had to take a Benadryl earlier today, so I'm going to blame everything on Benadryl tonight. I think I ate too much shellfish and started itching on the top of my feet immediately on both sides, and I thought that wouldn't start on both sides unless it's some kind of a allergy, and you better go take a Benadryl, and I did, and it stopped it. In about 15 minutes, it was gone, and I mean, it was red and swollen, and so it felt like fire ants had bit me all over. But got rid of it, and then I thought I want to do a video today, and I'm going to be really goofy, but that's been hours ago, so that's been 8 or 9 hours ago, so hopefully that's out of my system. But anyway, I'm still going to blame it on the Benadryl. So how do we ask this question? I guess just read on the Secret Service and what they're going to do to see if they're going to snowball us and just snow their way through it, like Alice in Wonderland and Snow White, or if they're really going to do a deep dive and clean those. What would you call them? Secret Service, I don't know what they're called, officers or whatever. Clean the mess out, clean the crap out of there. That's the best way to put it. And they're going to go in there and get rid of all those people that were trying to overthrow the government, that were in the Secret Service, that were working with Trump, and all the rest of the people in Congress that are a bunch of Nazi saluting whatever. They're damn sure not conservative. I don't know when the news media is ever going to quit calling them conservative, because they're not conservative. They're just a bunch of Nazis trying to overthrow the government, as far as I'm concerned. Fascists, that's the word I'm looking for. A bunch of fascists trying to overthrow the government. So I'm just going to do straight up and just draw on the Secret Service and see, with the question in mind, are they going to overlook this, or are they going to go in and investigate it? Let's see what comes up. Well, they have a plan. Let's hope it's to clean stuff up. But it's not like they forgot this or already pushed it under the table. It looks like they're planning something. Maybe they don't know for sure what they're going to do yet. Wow, I love seeing this. This is the influence over this plan. Looks like they got more people wanting to bring it out in the open than hide it. I love this card being over there. Let's hope that's where they're going to go with this. At least 3 different foreign powers mixed up in this. So we know one of them is Russia. Maybe a couple other ones, maybe Saudi, and maybe even China a little bit, and a lot of the misinformation that we got hit with. But yeah, they're going to find out that they were working even if it may have been unbeknownst to them. They weren't working for our government anymore. So that shows that they've got a plan. It's going to be exposed. And a lot of our trouble came from foreign places. And then I've got the Ace of Swords. There's something going to be done about this. This is taking action. And it's also a yes, they're going to take action. This is the yes card. We got the Four of Swords in the present and in the sky. So it wasn't my imagination. I kept feeling like they were holding this back and didn't want it to come out. Maybe they didn't want to flood the zone, as the other people call it. But it's like trying to figure out what to do about this. It's been going on. So at least they're working on a plan now, and they do want to expose it, and they know a lot of it was caused from other governments. And yes, they're going to go through and do something about it. Okay, this is the near future. Gosh, this is great. This would be, once they start, that we're going to be amazed at what they know and what happened. This is the truth coming out. Because this is in the near future. This is in the 6th house. This is the immediate future. We're going to be hearing more about this, and we're going to be hearing more about it right away. Now, they might be going to try to spin it where it looks like it's not as bad as it is or something, but I don't think they're going to be able to because of the sunshine over the plan. This is going to get exposed. And in the 7th house, we have justice. I love this. I love the idea that this is in the 7th house. So we got justice in the 7th house. They are in a hurry. They're in a hurry to round this all up and bring all the... So it's when they do bring this forward, and right here's the magician, when they bring it forward, it looks like from these cards, we're going to be amazed at how fast this comes forward and how much they've already done and how they lay this all out, whatever their plan is. Their plan's coming out. Looks like it's a plan that's going to be... They also may be looking into the military. Maybe some of the people at the Pentagon. Maybe somebody's brother there, you know. What's his name? I'm just going to read on that. Dickweed today. The Trader General. What's his name? Well, anyway. I've got it written down there. He's one of them I'm going to read on again to see if him and his brothers going to jail are going to get hooked up in this. He was also mentioned in that indictment that they wanted him to be indicted in the Georgia stuff. But, you know, I kind of got a feeling, maybe we'll read on that after this, that the people that didn't get indicted in that Georgia stuff, even like Lindsey Graham and stuff, I'm thinking maybe they're already giving Jack Smith. I don't think the general is. What in the hell is his name? And they might even, from this look, be investigating Mike Flynn and maybe his brother and maybe some of the people from the Pentagon too. When they go, the Secret Service is going to set up a connection between some of the people in there. Couldn't happen to a nicer man if it happened to Mike Flynn's brother. I don't know what the hell his name is, but maybe it'd be both the Flynn's in there. Maybe that's what's going on. There was some bad shit going on. Look at this. The outcome of this is going to be people chained to the devil. Greed, avarice, power. So we know that was the motivation. What I'm going to cut these cards here and see what comes up. Are they going to... This is what they're going to do to him. I love this. I cut this. Yeah, they're going to get them all. They're not going to get away with it. Anybody that was sending messages, plotting to help January 6th, and with the senators and people from the House and stuff like that was working on this, that was all going to try to delay this and stuff. before they're through, I think they're going to get them all. So let's go back over this. It's so good. I was going to draw more cards, but I better stop we stopped at 11 here. Because it's like, yes, there is a plan. And this is to go in and investigate and do a deep dive and bring to the surface, because here they're bringing it to the surface, what the CIA was up to, the ones that were connected to this January 6th stuff. It also is going to show up that they were working also with foreign governments, 3 different governments, maybe, before it's all over, we'll come into this. This is justice being served, and this is truth coming out. That's the energy around that. Right now, for some reason, they've got it on the back burner. Maybe because there's so much other stuff going on, and this is going to rattle everybody's cage when it comes out. It's going to be so big, they're wanting to bring it out and let people know how big and important it was. Look at this. We got the magician in there. And this is in the 7th house. This is justice coming through and justice being served quickly. It's also, this reaches into our military. And some really bad stuff. We're just going to be shocked. It's really bad. I'm just hoping that the people in there really clamp down on this and don't just, you know how, I was going to say old lady it, but I'll say old man it to death and just let it slip and let it slide and just not really show us what's going on, because this is what's going to happen to all the people involved in this. And maybe I'm going to draw one more card. I got to draw one more card. That's definitely losing their careers. I can't see them. That's not really a jail card. That's almost, maybe they're going to take each other down, or I don't know. People did get killed because of that. Oh, now you seen I just shuffled through the whole deck and cut it again and drew a main arcana, the death card. So they're going to put an end to it. They're going to put an end to all of them that were in there sucking off the wrong tit. And they're going to do it quickly. They're going to find it's connected to our military a little bit, maybe the Pentagon, to do with what's his name's brother. What's his name, Flynn? And it's going to be done quickly. This is our Justice Department. This is them already having everything they need already. This is them putting it on hold for some reason. They were trying to keep it from coming out, but part of it's already coming out. This is justice being served. This is the foreign countries involved, and this is exposing it out into the open. And they do have a plan to totally expose it. So this really surprises me. I'm glad to see that. I've been wanting to read on it, but I won't. It's one thing I don't do. I don't read political cards unless I'm reading for you guys, because I don't want to ruin it. I want to be as surprised as surprise can be. And I just don't want to even bother my guides and helpers to come in and help me sort this stuff out unless I'm doing something that maybe somebody else could enjoy too. So it looks like there's a lot going to be going on with the Secret Service we're going to be hearing about before too long. And we're going to be shocked. Totally shocked. We're going to be amazed at how close we came to losing our government. And still could, unless people start. But I did just hear a wonderful thing right before I started doing this video. I had my TV on like always, and I was in the other room, and I guess Trump went to some football game today, and everybody booed him and gave him the finger. I mean, big people in the crowd. I mean, they showed the crowds turning around up toward where his booth was and stuff, all booing and giving him double middle fingers, some of them. So I think everybody but corporate news knows that the worm has turned. And we've known it for quite a while, but they just keep beating that same dead horse to death because it time they put Trump on the label of something, it gets their, people watch it, see what they're talking about. He's still good for business. I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't have, even though I follow politics all my life, I would have never thought of doing a YouTube channel about it. But I will after he's gone if people are interested, because I still follow politics and I'd like to know about a lot of things, how they're going to turn out. If he's gone, you'd have time to really study what's going on and what both sides are really up to. Because it's always easy to get rid of all your side's mistakes and not even admit what's going on if we're so desperate that we can't let the other side to get in because we might lose our government. And you keep hearing that they're dusting Newsom off to put him in if they have to for like vice president or something. That they think Kamala Harris might want to pick him or something. I don't know. I don't know if they get to pick or how they do that, but in case push comes to shove. Well, I'm back here, I think. I'm not sure. So let's see. What are we going to read on next? God, I'd love to see CPAC fall totally apart. Talk about somebody that's become just a straight fascist movement. It's horrible. Well, the RNC only has $12 million on hand. That doesn't sound like much money to run a whole presidential campaign. That would be a whole bunch of lawsuits and probably 10 books of where all the money went. I mean, we know who it went to. We know who's behind it, but just trying to find it probably be we're like a game of Clue. I don't know. I haven't played Clue since I was a kid, but whatever. Just following the money is going to be really hard, but they will. They'll follow it. They'll find out where that money went. They've only got $12 million, and they've taken in hundreds of millions of dollars just for all different kinds of funds and stuff that Donald Trump's been raising money for that's supposed to be going to the Republican Party. Anyway, that's going to be interesting, but I don't know what wouldn't be much sense to read on that. Well, it says, where did the money go? We know where the money went. So the Republican Party leader is Ronna McDaniel. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's Mitt Romney's niece. She changed her name. She couldn't even be a Romney. They wouldn't let her. That was part of that MAGA stuff. They didn't like the name, somebody being as popular as she is on the MAGA side. She had to change her name to fit in, to get that slot. So she had to. And they're in the same party. So right there, I mean, when stuff like that starts happening, that's enough to know right there that there's something really wrong. Really wrong. So let's go. When are they going to start arresting these people from the House and the Senate? And I know I keep going through them individually, but let's just say people from the House and the Senate that was in on this January 6th stuff. Are they going to go ahead and indict them? I mean, I like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan, Steve Bannon, Steve Miller, Don Jr. God, I think there was part of those text messages going around or whatever that they found said that there was over 100 or almost 200 of them that were ready not to vote for Biden after he was already the confirmed winner, that was going to help pull that deal off in the Senate, that confirmation, January 6th. They're even saying now that's what messed him up, is Trump starting a riot. If he hadn't started a riot, they could have slowed it down that way. I don't think there would have been that many. Although maybe there would have been more. Look how many still did it after that while they're still shaking in their boots and probably wiping the crap off their ass from thinking they might get killed 2 or 3 hours earlier, and they're still up there voting for Trump. So who knows? He wouldn't have cared if they had all got shot if it kept him in office, and he wouldn't have had to leave there and quit scamming the people, money off the people, but he never quit anyway. He left there and still kept scamming them. So I guess it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So let's ask first, let's start indicting people from the House and the Senate. That's what I guess we'll ask and see if it, we can't get a time anyway. Are they going to, we're asking the question wrong. Are they going to start indicting people from the House and the Senate? That's the best way to do this. Are they going to start indicting people from the House and the Senate? It's going to be a long deal to edit. I'm screwing this up. Too much talking. Okay, let's see. I got them all upside down or just that one? Just the first one. Well, it might be. Okay, it might make it quicker that they investigate them because they're going to want to know where all this money went. This is lost money. It starts out with the 10 of coins, the biggest money card in the deck, and it's upside down. That's signifying the Republican Party. Okay, they don't have the backing. They don't have the money. They've had the money sent to them through Trump, but I don't think he's given it to anybody, but God knows where he put it. Might have stuck it up his ass or chewed it up like he does his notes. Who knows? So yeah, I guess they're going to get caught up when they start looking for all this missing money. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people in the House and Senate had too much to do with these campaigns. Well, maybe Ronna McDaniel, she was the one I was going to read about, but I'm going to read about her next. I want to mark that down so I don't forget who I'm going to read about next. Maybe I can get rid of, maybe that Benadryl will wear off and I'll quit talking in circles. So we got, that's kind of, the signifier is an upside down 10 of coins. Okay, they're going to find that money. Some of it's been shipped to 2 different countries. There's probably more than that. There's probably a lot of false fronts, islands, wherever they send this money and stuff to put it in different banks where they can hide it. Shell corporations, that's what I was trying to think of. Most of it, a lot of it went overseas. That's what this is showing. Different places in the world and overseas. It looks like the DOJ knows where a lot of this money went already. And they know where a lot of it went. Look at this. They're right on it. This is the foundation, the answer to the reading. Now, they know where the money is that's missing. They know, we're asking when are they going to do something, or are they going to do something. They know that there was people paid off, money promised, money changed hands. I'm getting a hit that I don't usually get hits from not that I don't get hits, but I mean, not when I'm reading cards on something totally different. But they might even find out who that woman was, and I'm sure it was a woman that placed those 2 pipe bombs where they were because of money, something to do with money, following the money. As soon as I turned that over, I was exposed to that. They've tried to squirrel it away in so many different places that they may think that people is going to have trouble finding it. They may have trouble finding it all, but they're going to be able to trail it. They haven't covered their trails that good. This is like the DOJ and stuff coming in and investigating this. I asked if they were going to get indicted. I don't know. This is getting kind of maybe arrested, some of them. So that's kind of like being indicted, isn't it? And I like this card when it's in the 7th house and it's something I want done. This is taking care of something. This is bringing ends together. So they've been working on this more than we think. I don't know. They've kept it tied up as far as the news media, but they've been working on this. They know what's going on in a lot of different directions. They know it's going to raise a hell of a fight. Talk about a disruption. They know once they bring this all out, just like the Secret Service, once they bring this shit out, there's going to be, they might have to put people in the streets to keep people from, I don't think, but you know what? I don't think a lot of these people that were so gung-ho to go shoot somebody or take their gun to town like a real cowboy or whatever in the F was going on with all these idiots is going to be that willing to do it, because Trump's not going to get reelected. And anybody who's got a brain one in their head knows that. And so that means if they go to jail, ain't nobody going to get them out. So I don't think there's going to be that many people going out in the streets and fighting. It might cause a lot of arguments, even in the Senate and the House, because we're asking about the Senate and the House. That's where this could be just combined to that. Here's people in jail. There might be some of these people, if they mouth off, Lindsey Graham, such an asshole. But anyway, I couldn't stand that little remark of his on TV today. But anyway, we got to read on him. I'm going to write that down right now because I was, again, after this latest thing that just came out, because I think he's already telling his deepest secrets to Jack Smith. That's why he's not in that other indictment from Fanning. They may not be talking on the phone every night, but I think there has been some communications going on. So we got some of them going to jail. We were asking about it for their sentiments about the MAGA and that movement and pushing fascism and pushing phony religion and phony religious ideals that was never taught by anything I ever read about Jesus. Anyway, maybe people are going to wake up. Because when it happens, it's going to happen so fast, they're not even going to know what. You think that they got these other trials going fast? It's going to happen fast and hard. And we're going to be amazed when they go in there and start really doing the fine-tuning, that how many of those people might have been getting payments from Russia. There are people that were getting paid off from Russia. And once they get this out in the open and start doing something about it, it's going to make America stronger. It's going to make America much, much stronger. Just do 2 main arcana. But we still got a lot of work to do, people. We got a lot of work to do, but it's still going to make us stronger. So let's go back through here. They are going to end up indicting some of these people from Congress, and they're not going to be able not to when they get to looking for all this Republican money and where it went. And it's just going to lead, one thing's going to lead to the other. This is money that was coming in from overseas. A lot of what they're looking for, they already know. They've got the information already. This is the DOJ. This is people taking money that they should have been taking, thinking they could hide it here and there. And this is the law coming in. This is all the stuff that they've already got on them. This causes a lot of bickering, maybe in the House and the Senate or whatever. Going to hear a lot of bullshit, but it's still, some of them are going to go to jail regardless for them pardoning with Russia. They're going to get arrested. It's going to make our nation stronger when it's all over, but we still have a whole lot of work to do. So that's what's going on there. Keep hearing that Flynn and his brother's going to be right in the middle of this crap. I hope so. I don't know. There ought to be some way to put him back in jail because Donald Trump let him out. He didn't get... He was definitely found guilty, or on his way to being found guilty. I think he was had already been found guilty, if I'm not mistaken. They were just waiting for his appeal or something. So, does Ronna McDaniel know where all the money went? She might know where some of it went. Since she's supposed to, she's head of the Republican Party, she ought to know where some of that money's going. Maybe she was paid just to keep her mouth shut like she was paid to change her name. Can't have that Romney name, too much honor there. Not that I think he's honor, but I think he's a lot more honorable than a lot of those guys that's in the Republican Party. I think he's kind of like Biden, though. He's so old school that they need to clean out Senate and House both out of whatever and get some new blood in there. Hopefully some progressive blood. The only way to do that is to get rid of Nancy Pelosi, and she's talking about running again. Why don't she just get out of there? God, the guy that challenged her, I think it was her last election or whatever, he was so good. I loved listening to him talk. I loved his ideas. I loved his progressiveness. He was the most perfect Democrat that could have taken that spot. They would have loved him in San Francisco. And no money. No, they're not going to back nobody but Nancy and who she says to back. Even when it's somebody that's going to vote yes on abortion. I mean, yes on no abortion rights is what I mean. Where was that senator from that she put all that money into? Or not Senator, House. That's person running from the House. And he won. He just barely won. Just barely won against a woman progressive who was so close to winning. But with Nancy's help, he won. And he was one of them that probably helped outlaw abortion in that state he's in. I can't remember the name of the state he's in. But there's not that many Democrats that ran that were for getting rid of abortion, so it shouldn't be hard to find out who it is. But he probably won't have to run again this time. I think he ran a couple of years ago. Ronna McDaniel, what's going on with you? Are you still going to be head of the Republican Party by the end of for another year? Let's see. Well, we got the Queen of Swords. She's setting pretty right now. This is a signifier. We got her. One in charge. She's going down the river or up the river. Let's hope she's going up the river. That's what they used to call going to prison. Let's hope she's going up the river. She's going somewhere to smoother waters. Because something's coming down on her hard. Something's coming down on her hard. What's coming down on her hard? America. Wow, she must be really dirty. And here's the card for being in on the insurrection, being in on the MAGA movement and all the crap that's going on to overtake the government. This is her having to walk away. She may not go to jail, but she's definitely going to have to leave her post. This is all the energy coming toward her. They have a lot of stuff on her. They may end up indicting her. Look at all this. Look at all this stuff. They could have, what's this, the 8? They could have 8 counts against her. If they wanted to go in and do it. she knows where all the bodies are buried. That may keep her safe. This is kind of the energy around this indicting her. But this is the DOJ. She's worried. This is in her hopes and fears. She's worried about them coming in. And I don't know if this is her thinking that she could confuse them on some of that money or what, but she's confused. Well, we knew she was confused when you start changing your name to please the Fuhrer to get a spot so you can be head of the party. Anyway, that was, this lady's kind of sick anyway. We know that. So she's really confused and delusioned, and I mean heavy load. I mean enough to where she might be, what do you call that, where you're up and down, not just depressed, but there's a name for that. She might have some mental problems too with a card like that in the 10th house. And I know I put this back in the deck straight. When I redid the cards, I always turn it around, and because there's another one upside down. She knows what happened to the missing money. And this is her being out in the cold. So I don't know if she's going to jail, folks, but she's definitely gonna not be running the whatever she's running, the head of the Democrat. She's not going to be the head of the Republican Party. Maybe even before the election's over, she's going to be taken out of there. Connection with foreign countries. God, I know that Russia's just a little bitty spot, but they've been working on us so long. Can't blame everything that happens to us on somebody else. That's like saying the devil made me do it, but Russia keeps coming into this. Anyway, here's her walking away from her post. So I don't know if she's going to jail, but she's definitely in charge now. She'll be lucky if she doesn't get indicted, because the hammer's coming down on her, because the United States knows what everything's been going on with the MAGA movement and who's been in it and who's been out of it, who's separated themselves. This is about 8 things they could get her on, but she knows a lot of information. So when they come to arrest her, she may talk. And when she does, she's even going to sound really confused about where the money went, where the power went, where anything went. We got 2 cards of total confusion, especially when you see this 10 upside down. And let me turn these both around. I don't want them to get, when I put them back in there, get them messed up. This is her walking away, being out in the cold, Russia being involved, and people from overseas being involved with something to do with all that money that's gone through. Why would Russia be involved with money going through the Republican Party? It doesn't make any sense, but it might as we learn more about it. So we're going to stop right there and wonder what's going on there. And right before I started reading on her, I thought of something that made sense to read on. Let's read on Lindsey Graham. See what's going on with him and his little smart mouth, that it just was his job to check on an election, even if it was one in Georgia. When that gets to be unlawful, then he don't want to be in the Senate anymore. He may not have to worry about being in the Senate anymore. It's funny, I can't not respect a man in his position. For being such a sneaky person, I'll just put it that way. I'm just thinking of all the good he could have done all these years for gay people if he had been helping them and helping promote a healthy lifestyle. instead of hiding in the closet and being such a terrible person all these years. I know he can charm a snake. He's got that personality. That reminds me of my last husband every time I hear him putting on the charm. Well, I got the Emperor. Somebody's after his ass, because he damn sure ain't the Emperor. Oh, while I'm thinking about that, that's who I want to read on while I'm thinking about this. Well, this is going to be why he didn't get indicted. I think maybe he's talking. And who is the other one that didn't get indicted? That's Flynn. I can't imagine Flynn talking, but he might be talking. Maybe we might have to read on him, on Flynn after this. But this is Lindsey Graham. What's going on with him? Lindsey Graham. What's going on with him? I know I've read on him 1,000 times, it seems like. What's going on with him now? In September. September 9th already. I don't know where the last week has gone. I really don't know where. It's like I almost left my body and came back. Even though I know I've been to the movies once this week. And I have also been to Costco, which is more than I've left the house, and I don't know when in 1 week. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham. And I want to thank everybody out there. If I need to do another video to put on the front of this. If anybody needs a reading, please get hold of me at lintarotreadings@gmail.com. lintarotreadings with an S at gmail.com. I've got all kinds of openings. I'm totally caught up. I have nobody to read for till sometime next week. I think I got 2 people on the books. So if anybody, I book my own appointments, just email me at lintarotreadings@gmail.com. And I'll put your phone number in there and I'll get back with you. And I should have said that at the first of this. I'm going to have to do another one of these when I get through and put it at the first. So, Lindsey Graham, what are you up to, you little sham? Sneaky little, maybe he's the spy in the camp? Could be. Let's shuffle them one more time. I don't think he's the spy in the camp. Well, the Queen of Swords, that's the signifier. I guess he does think that he's pretty powerful tonight after he was suggested that he got indicted and he didn't. Or at least he's pretending to be powerful with his bullshit. Wow. But we got the hangman over the top of him. He's the hangman. He may not be in the gallows, but he's going to the gallows. And anybody that doesn't read tarot, we know that doesn't mean he's going to get hanged, but it looks like he's hung up in all this. So far, he's been trying to do a dance and take the high ground. But he may be talking. He knows he's a hung man. He knows that justice is right on his ass, too. This is why he's got the 7 of Wands here defending himself, because he knows justice is right on his ass, and that if he's not talking to somebody already, he's going to talk. And if he does talk, we know he's a little worm. And they work from both ends. Cut them in half, they still grow. They just grow a new asshole or front. I'm not sure how that works, but I know worms just multiply if you cut them. It may make some people in the Republican Party even happy if he comes out and tells the truth and stuff. This is a strange card to have up above there. He's still trying to keep them happy, but that isn't going to work. In fact, if he don't start talking, his ass could end up in jail. Look at this. First jail card I've got tonight. Because they know how deep he is in this, and they know almost everything that he's been up to and not been up to. So if they know that much, is he talking already? What's the energy around this emperor? The energy is he may not even try to run for re-election, even if he's not in jail. Look at this. This is him walking away from everything, at least out of the Congress. Even though he's trying to pretend he's not, he's totally exhausted and worrying. He's not getting any sleep. And here we have the 8 again. So he's got at least 8 different indictments that could be coming after him and him for just the crap he's done. 8 of them could be coming after him. That doesn't mean they will be. He's trying to figure out how to juggle it, what he needs to tell. He's hoping he don't have to tell everything. He's definitely going to have to separate from the bully to keep out of jail. And this is him making a deal. So he may not be all the way there, but he's pretty close, at least negotiating, talking to somebody about making a deal. So this is him sitting on his little queen throne. This is him knowing that his ass is grass already. And the law is the lawnmower now. It's going to come out. He's not going to be able to hold that high ground because justice is coming after his ass. And for some reason, he's just worried about the party still. I don't know. Or this is the party being happy because justice comes after his ass. Who knows? This is him maybe even getting indicted because this is right away. They come up with something, him realizing they could actually put his ass in jail. And they've got all the information they need. So I think he says he'll just testify and leave Congress. That's what this looks like. To maybe avoid all these. And meanwhile, he's not sleeping at night trying to figure out how he's going to avoid all these indictments. He does have to figure out what he's going to say about some money he jiggled around too. And he still worries about leaving Trump. He's such a codependent. But this is him trying to make a deal with the DOJ. So we'll have to see what happens here. I don't know. What do you think? So what else is on here? It says I've been on here over an hour, but I'm going to have to cut about 15 or 20 minutes out of that because I think it's going to be garbage when I edit it. Matt Schlapp, who's getting arrested this month? People from the House and Senate. I think I already read on that. Jim Jordan's on here. God, I hate to even put his. I think I read on him. I read on him a week ago when I read. I can't just keep reading on the same people. Stephen Miller. We got Don Jr. here. Let's read on him. Is he going to go to jail before this is all over? I know Donald Trump's already throwing Eric under the bus for the financial stuff, but you can't go to jail on that's a money trial. That's not a criminal trial. But wait till the criminal trials come. He'll probably be quicker to throw him under the bus when the criminal trial comes. But let's see, is Don Jr. going to get hooked up in this stuff? You don't hear too much about him, but you know he's in it up to his little green teeth. Shouldn't have said that, green teeth. Maybe it's from, if he's got green teeth, it's probably from kissing his gargoyle. So anyway, I think they're still together. So Don Jr., what's going on with you? You're not making too much noise. You're trying to make some money selling Daddy's picture. Wonder if they're going to come back and make them pay some money back on that picture. Wouldn't that be the shit? I think that would be so funny. They ended up having to pay all that money back they've made off profiting off that mugshot. Especially Maybe if they made enough, they could pay it back and they could build a new jail in that town. They need to just take that other jail down and build a new one there. Wouldn't that be something of all the money they got back from him grifting off the people that are stupid enough to send him money, ended up building a new jail for the county, the Fonnie Willis. Look at that terrible jail everybody's been having to go. That would be a good place to put that money. See, they ought to put an old lady like me in charge. I'm just kidding. Biggest thing would be find out what to do with all those prisoners they got in there while they're building it. Anyway, let's see here. So what are we going to read on next? On Junior, what are you up to? Little dickweed. No good. He's up to no good. Or this could be whatever he's up to. The law's watching him. Got a Ace of Swords in the signifier. Wow. This is not good. I think he needs help. We know he needs help. We've seen him where he needed help because he's been so spaced out. But I think maybe he needs help just to protect his life. From himself. I'm not talking about from other people or anything. It looks like his addiction might be horrible. He's really worrying about money. We got a page of all things of Pinnacle in his foundation. Whatever money they're used to having to work with, they're working money putting through the, in one door and out the other or something. It's slowed down enough where he's worried if there's going to be anything left because he's afraid this is what the influence on the present is they've made such a mess out of stuff that their tower's coming down. Here comes the law. I was asking if he was going to go to jail. Look at this. He's probably going to get indicted. It's going to be something to do with money. Maybe they're going to... Didn't that guy that did that deal in New York already say he's going to do another one, and this time a criminal one or something? Something to do with the money and how they were just borrowing it from banks and whatever, just going on a straight Ponzi scheme, not scream. This is the DOJ, and they're in a 7th house. The law's in a 7th house. And we're going to be hearing about this before too long. I don't know how they can handle too many more things all at once. I thought maybe that's why they were putting some of this stuff on the back burner, but we got the chariot. It's the King of Pentacles in this deck to me is the same as the chariot. We're going to hear about it quicker than we think we are. Something to do with the money too. This is America. Has they have everything they need on him to put him under the jail because he's so guilty. But they're still thinking, or he's maybe thinking he can end up walking away from this. But if he walks away and he don't have any money, well, here's a lot of indictments coming toward him. We got 8 of Wands for doing money deals with foreign countries. Russia. No matter where you bury her. Anyway, it's not going to be good for the family. So it's maybe by having this 3 of Hearts, that could be something that him and his brother and his sister are involved in. We'll have to wait and see. So this is Don Jr. We've got the Ace of Swords. This is him being in danger. But I think it's self-inflicted danger with this addiction sign underneath it. And this could be something where he might really need some help. He needs maybe to go into recovery or something for his safety. He's worried about the money, even money for something like that. Because he knows that he can't get it from where he usually does. That tower's burned already, wherever. So the minute they have to stop grifting off the people trying to send them money for lawyers and shit, they're going to be screwed. And here's the law coming in. think they're going to close some of these loopholes where maybe they can't do this before too long. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. This is him trying to figure out where he might have some extra money stashed that he can't even think of. This is the DOJ in his seventh house. This is the law right on him, and this is them coming through quick, investigating something to do with money again. And whatever it is, America, they got everything they know about it. And he's thinking about leaving the country. Talk about his dad. He's thinking if dad leaves the country, I want to leave the country too. This is maybe subpoenas coming after him, maybe indictments. I don't know. 8 of them, probably indictments. The way things have been going lately, that's an indictment card. This is from doing deals with foreign countries. And of course, the one right after that's Russia. And then money coming in, and then this is heartbreaking the whole family. So it doesn't look very good. Not at all. So I think I'm going to do one more. I don't think they're going to do it with all the shit he's pulled out, and he's still. But everybody wants to know: is he going to get locked up before trial? So I guess we're going to have to go all the way into Trump. See if I can get that back in there. So we will read on Trump. See if he should be locked up already. Anybody else would be locked up with all the counts he's got against him. If he keeps running his mouth, is he going to get locked up? And literally locked up before trial. They're treating him like a kitten instead of a criminal. It's the only thing that blows my mind. It just blows me away. I don't give a fuck if he's running for president of Russia. It doesn't make any difference. It shouldn't make any damn difference. A crook is a crook, especially when you got that many indictments. It's ridiculous. Let them call these people horrible names. They won't keep him there if they put him there, but are they going to put him in jail at all before trial? We'll just say at all. Well, we got the Queen of Cups. Keeping the lid on the cup now. They feel like they're blocked and can't do it. They're still trying to keep everybody thinking that whatever they're doing is best for America. Trying to show that something that's that political is overthrowing the government is not political. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it does to the newscasters that push that shit all the time. He's going to keep getting warmed. Here's the temperance card. Excuse me. He's got about 3 different judges or district attorneys or what people that's prosecuting. There's about 3 people coming after him there for that. I think before they ever put him in jail for anything, he's going to start pleading being sick or crazy. Look at this in the near future. We know he's sick and crazy, but it hasn't been enough to keep him from doing anything yet. He's got away with everything. I was going to say but murder, but I don't know what you'd call what happened at the Capitol that day if it wasn't murder and he was behind it. And all these other people that's gotten shot and stuff because of his big mouth. This is for entertainment only. For fun and entertainment on YouTube. Well, this is in his 7th house. This is running out of money. This is all, with the money he has, this is almost being stopped. So maybe that's what's going to hurt him the worst. Maybe they're going to cut this money flow off some way, because it could be just another indictment that cuts it off or something until it's investigated. I don't know. But his money's been cut off, and his kingdom is going down. We know that. He got booed at that's funny, got booed at the football game. I don't even go to football games, but I think that's great. That was a college team, too. Before it's all over, he's going to be trying to make deals. That's really low. And definitely walking away. Let's hope the hell he never quits walking, that he just walks into the ocean and keeps on walking. Which, if he makes it to overseas, he's got money put back over there. So that, if he, whatever he does, he's trying to get away here. Is that what that is? That's what that walking away card's about? I know Sterling's always saying that he might end up taking a hike. And I wouldn't be surprised. It's come up in my cards before. That's money he's got put back just maybe for getting away, after coming up after him walking away and then having the money card come up. Money he's put back for that. He's trying to make a deal. Look at this. Maybe he can't figure out how to quite walk away, and he ends up having to try to make a deal. Starts pleading for mercy. Maybe they'll just put him in the nut house and give him hobbies to do every day. Keep him on a routine and keep him away from all electronics. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, I don't know for sure what's going on here, but it's not good. It's not good. Don't look like he's going to jail before this, but they might cut his money flow off some way. That's what it looks like. We got the Queen of Cups, so they're keeping a lid on it for now and letting them get away with this shit because they feel like they're bought, because they want to make sure that everybody can't call it political. So they're just biding their time. Meanwhile, he's giving calls out to different people overseas, trying to figure out if there's some place he might need to go, if he might go to if he needs to go. This is them. If they do put him away, it'd be like in a nut house / hospital or something. It looks like they're going to block his money some way, that this money flow is going to, where he's not going to be able to grift off the people, and that's going to bring his whole house down faster. This is him trying to think, this is what he's thinking about now, that maybe he, before he goes to jail for the rest of his life, maybe he could make a deal that he would agree to, I don't know. He thinks he's running the show anyway. And he is, and for some things, as far as I'm concerned, getting away with what he's getting away with. This, him promising to walk away, and him thinking about what he's got overseas if he does walk away, and thinking what he's going to give him back and what he's not. He's probably still got half that paperwork they're looking for. This is him pleading for mercy. But this is him doing the same routine every day. So maybe that's like being on a schedule or something. Being hung up, maybe confined. So that takes us back to being sick and justice. So yeah, he could end up being confined. I don't think he'll ever be in jail of any kind, regular type jail, but he could definitely, here's justice. That's the end. Justice right on top of it. He definitely will be confined. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Let you guys go. You're probably already gone. But anyway, anybody wants a reading, it's LynnTerrellReadings@gmail.com. And I want to thank you very much for watching. And I love your comments. And thank you for that. And just thank you for your support. Bye now. Namaste.